Today's guest has a dashing personality, Mr. Vinod Kumar, the co-founder of Iconsoft, and he is an enterprise AI advisor. His life journey has many twists and turns, studying engineering in a rural college and suffering recession to revoke offers. Despite, he built his career as a freelancer to job in corporate firm, laddering up to founding a successful startup. Our guest journey is filled with challenges, risk takings, and lessons every fresher should listen to. This episode is packed with lessons for every freshers and young professional. Can communicate skill beat coding? Should freshers choose freelancing or jobs? Is AI helping or replacing people? And in today's world, does degree still matters? From Mangalore to Bangalore, this is a conversation about career growth, confidence, networking, and to shine in the tech industry as a fresher. Hi Vinod, thanks for coming for the podcast as a guest and that too in a short notice. I really have a great gratitude on that.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks a lot.
I know you personally, but for our audience, if you could able to explain about yourself, what you do and what inspired you to open this company, that would be really helpful.
So I'm Vinod, as you know. I studied in engineering in MIT Kundapur. So primary reason why I wanted to be engineer at that point of time is to come out of to take care of the economic requirements that my family had, and that was the main motive. And I was not passionate about engineering at that point of time, but since I was pushed to this engineering, I thought I would pursue and then probably do something on that line, right? So I did engineering, but I actually became an engineer after coming out of engineering college, because at that point of time when I was studying in engineering college, I was not aware of how the industry would work, right? So, but once I come out of that, then I worked as a freelancer for a couple of companies. Then I came to know, okay, what is the value that I can give to the company that I work for? So that's how I started my journey. And of course, after doing some freelancing work for a couple of companies, then at that point of time when I came out of engineering college, it was a recession, 2008 or 9, right? So though I got placed in a company called Assurgent, it later turned out to be not a decent company. They revoked the offer because it was recession. So I came out and then I did not get demotivated, but I did freelancing. I used that an opportunity to do some freelancing work. Later, I somehow managed to get into IT sector, right? So that's where my journey began. So if you want to know why did I start a company, me and my colleague Naveen Bhatt, so we used to work for Microsoft through Harman Connected Services. So we wanted to do a product. At that point of time, doing some product was the trend, right? So we had a really good idea. So we wanted to work on that idea. So we started a company from that perspective. But in order to fund to our product, we had to work on the services sector as well to gain to maintain the cash flow and then get the funding, all those things. So that's how we started company. But that product did not take off. We continued on the services side and we pivoted, to do what best can be done on the services. So that's why I started the company.
Okay, that's really good. So, just to give the audience the context, so previously anyone who has got an offer has been rolled out, definitely they will get that job.
Yeah.
2009 is the first time we came to know that's not always the case. 2009 is the first time in Indian local market we came to know there is something called recession.
Recession, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so before that we did not know there is something called recession.
Right.
Okay, so even the formal email and job offer and all doesn't have any value if recession hits.
Yeah.
So that's the first time we came to.
Yeah.
So, and you said that you had a job offer, but you did not get that job because of the recession.
Yeah, one is that, and also that a couple of companies who offered me were one of them were not proper company which I felt right to get into.
You mean to say you did not accept that offer?
That is. Okay. But the second company did not offer because of the recession. They held that position.
Okay. So, and after that, you started your freelancing journey as the first step in the career. So, when you did your freelancer, were you placed in Kundapur or did you move to city?
No, I had already moved back to Mangalore.
Mangalore.
Okay. So, see, at that point of time, no one was there to guide, and the startup ecosystem, all those things were not there in Mangalore. And now you have very good ecosystem.
Yes.
Now we have TAI, Mangaluru, we have CII, we have many such organizations who would help students. In fact, we have co-working space where students can go and then sit there. You just pay 500 rupees per day and then sit there with others and see what they do, right? And then they can come to know what exactly they're doing and see if there's any opportunity for them. But at that point of time, it was not the case. So we had to explore it on our own. And Bengaluru was a city where everybody would go. But I chose to stay back in Mangalore and then see what I can learn, because I look back at the subjects that I had studied. There were many subjects: electronics, I studied, FAFL, finite automata, all those things. I look back and then say, what is the value that I can give? If I write a program to reverse a string or find a palindrome, right? That would not add any value to a company. So I was wondering what I can do, what knowledge did I get out of this thing. So that's when I realized something that I studied, which was somewhat I could apply to any industry, was HTML and CSS, all those things. So I started web designing. That's how I studied HTML thoroughly. After that, I came to know, okay, there is something called server side as well. That's when I studied ASP.NET, and then a SQL Server, the backend database. So I explored what needs to be done, and that's how I moved on. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So since you started in Mangalore, first thing is that you have to pay rent and there will be some expense that comes. Like you mentioned, you already have to support your family.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and above that, you are paying rent. And when you start your journey as a freelancer, that too in a city like Mangalore in 2009, today it may
yeah.
be completely different.
Different,
scenario.
yeah.
In 2009, finding client and finding the right work which adds value to your profile building. And second thing is that also the budget.
Yeah.
So you don't get any of it at the beginning for
Right,
sure,
right, yeah.
but you need to keep building it. That would be a very big challenge,
Yeah.
as I can imagine, in 2009 in Mangaluru.
Yeah.
So how did you overcome and how did you keep up your zeal throughout?
No, how to get customers? That time there was nothing like Upwork or some freelancing marketplace, right, where we can apply and then get some projects. So I had to go. I visited a couple of institutions, because that's when I felt, okay, these guys definitely would need to have some web application or websites or some kind of an IT system where it would help them to run their business or probably improve their operations. So I visited them physically, right? I went the face to face. I had interviews there with their decision makers and understood the problems that they were facing. So a couple of people would say, okay, they want to have a better website, or they want to create a website, or some people would say they want an application which would take care of enrollments and probably lead generation, all those things. So that's when I realized, okay, lead generation applications or probably enrollment applications would not be, it's not a static website. So I need to study something more. So that's when server side, database, all those things I came to know, and then I presented them a solution. So after that, it was word of mouth, right? They would refer me to another education system, institution. So continued like that. I did not continue for a long time as a freelancer, for maybe 1 year, something like that. That was the case in my, after that I moved to Bengaluru, right?
Okay.
Where one of my uncle helped me. So he said that, if you stay back here as a freelancer, you would not be, uh, you don't have a future. So he's a retired bank manager. So he helped me to move to Bengaluru and, apply for actual corporate job.
Okay.
So that's when I got into, again, that was also not easy for me. So uh, so my first job, I still remember the case that Trigent Software is the first company that I got into. So all the interview questions were practical. And because I had freelancing experience and then freelancing, understood the technologies, so I was able to answer. So that was the plus point. Otherwise, it would be normally freshers, how they get into any corporate sector is by attempting aptitude test and then answering some theoretical questions, right? But in my case, it was practical. He was asking how to host and why do you need to, what is the, practical questions basically, which is related to what they were doing at that point of time. So I was able to answer because of my freelancing experience, and I was able to get into. So yeah, that's about it. So
Okay. I see. When you go as a freelancer and attend a interview, we'll assume that that was easy for any freelancer
Yeah.
because you have a practical exposure. You know the essence of each algorithm or the technology way to use, how efficiently you can use.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you join a company, for example, if you join a product sector in software industry, the product is already there. There is a huge code base, okay, written by multiple people, okay. And rather than knowing how to code it, first you need to understand what are the things are already there. Okay, you can't write the same piece of code again. You need to know that is there, and that's how code reviews and everything will go on. And back in that time, probably 2010 or 11, when you joined, that would be a major problem for you, where you can easily code by yourself as a freelancer.
Right.
Now it is an system where you need to understand the system first before placing your code there.
That's true. I mean, now even that challenge was there in my case as well. It's not like that I built the projects from scratch. Even I joined as a fresher. That was an existing. There was a code which was already existing, huge lines of code, and there are a lot of systems. So I got into that project, and you had to study, right? So they will not give you a very big chunk of work immediately the moment you join. They will ask you to fix some bugs, and then that's where you need to use that as an opportunity to learn the project. Learning the technology is one thing. Second, learning the domain and project is another thing. So in through bug fixes, you'll come to know what is the project about. And then probably if you're interested, if you can spend some more time, you can study how do you deploy it, and then how do you maintain it, how to talk to customer. You should wait for that an opportunity. As a fresher, I would say, wait for the right opportunity. Say for example, if your team lead is off, right, then don't hesitate. Just join the client call and then interact with them. A lot of people would hesitate to do that, right? Okay, my team lead is off, so let's call off the meeting. I wouldn't do that. Actually, I would just simply jump into a call and talk to them, and then get their requirements and do certain kind of work. So to answer your question, basically, coding. This is not a new challenge, right? So the large code base was there at that point of time also. Yeah.
Okay. So that part was easy, what you said. But what I would ask as a follow-up question, when your team lead is off and you suggest people to jump off, that's a very valuable suggestion. But as from that side of the story, okay, if you are my team lead, you are not there in the call, and I have to attend. First thing is that, as per my opinion, you have a better knowledge. Your presentation skill is much superior. When you say client listen to you, okay, and I may say something which I'm not supposed to say, that may tamper the confidence, okay, and even the project completely can go away, or I may lose my job, the bigger thing, okay. So these fear, consciously or subconsciously, will influence for me not to jump into the call and take the lead of the interview, so lead of the meeting from our side.
It depends upon the customer again, and this the rule is not applicable for all the client meetings. And you don't need to be there in that call and then take any decisions. All you have to do is listen to them, and then get the requirements, and then listen to their problems. Don't commit anything. And probably if they ask any questions, if you're aware and if it is not a kind of a commitment sort of a answer, then you can go ahead and then answer those. Right. But if they say, okay, if they ask any deadline, okay, when you can deliver this, then all you have to say is that I need to talk to my team and get back to you. But the risk is always there, right? I mean, losing the job and clients may go, that's very rare. And a company may lose reputation, all those things. That risk will be always there. But if you think always about that, then you will not grow, or you will not use that opportunity.
Yes, correct.
That fear will not go off, right, unless you talk to customer and then use that opportunity, but in a decent way, not to commit everything. Okay, I will deliver everything by tomorrow. If you say that, then you're gone, right? So not in that way. At least be there and then listen to their problems, and then try to solve it. And if anything decision related questions are there, then you say that I'll get back to you after discussing my team lead. That's kind of answer you can say.
So what in summary, not to lose that opportunity to present yourself in client. That
At the same time, don't commit anything. If there is anything that you are not in a position to take decision, then you always go back. You say that you will get back to them.
Yeah. So the team will actually appreciate to fill the gap.
Yeah.
Okay, and not to commit anything. So it's completely understandable that he is not a team lead,
Right.
but still he filled the gap as much as he
Yeah,
could.
yeah, that's true.
So you said that back then the freelancing was different. So today, if you are a student just passed out, okay, did not get a job and want to start as a freelancer, what different you would do?
If I'm graduating now, then I would understand uh, what is the trending, what are the value that you can add. But I will not go to books, or I will not go to individual sites and learn. I would use ChatGPT or AI tools in order to learn, not only to learn, but also to understand the real time experiences, because it has got a lot of knowledge, right? I mean, you can ask, even I use it now as well. If you're getting into a domain where you're not aware of, which you're not aware of, then I will always go ahead and ask, think you're a expert in this domain, then you ask any stupid questions, it would answer. Right? That is advantage that you have. So if I'm graduating now, then I would use AI tools to understand and then educate myself. At the same time, see what value you can add to the companies. Go and because you're talking as a freelancer. So at that point of time, again, it began with understanding the gaps they had in their business operations. So similarly, I would do the same thing, but I will use AI predominantly to understand where I can add value, and I would see how I can help their business using AI, right? I mean, that's what we do as well now. We help organizations to adopt AI, right? So yeah, that's what I would do as a freelancer.
Okay, so
Only ingredient would be AI. That's all. That's
yeah.
nothing else.
But the bigger question comes, is how to approach client. How do I even get a opportunity
For
to
a freelancer,
for a freelancer at the starting
now
stage?
it is different, right? Now you have to use marketplaces, job marketplaces such as Upwork, and I am very familiar that many marketplaces available. So all you have to do is that create a profile and then keep applying. So you will definitely get a work there, but once you get the work, probably you can lower your price there and initially, and prove your worth there, and improve your profile. Then you definitely get another set of projects. So that's what I would do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So consider there is a freelancer and then there is a job. Okay. Which one is better?
If there's a job, then I would definitely choose it. In my case, it was not the case, right? That's why I had to be a freelancer. If it is a job, then I would use that as an opportunity, because see, freelancing is something, um, there is no one to help you or guide you, or this is the right approach or this is the wrong approach. No one is there. You have to be on your own, right? But whereas get into a job, then again, of your interest, you should not get into a job where you're not, because that's what the problem that I see nowadays, right? People would do engineering and they will get into a kind of a sales job or sort of tele support, tech support kind of job, right? So that is the first mistake that you should not do. If you want to get into a job, it should be, you should be passionate about it. Say for example, you have offer from one company where you think that that is the right job for you. Second, you have an opportunity to become a freelancer. Then advantages of picking up the first option is you will have a clear cut guidance. You will see the system, because that system is evolved from long time, right? They will be having some kind of a system which is proven. So you'll be getting an opportunity to learn that system, be it development or be it enhancement or maintenance phase, or talking to the well established customers, or deploying it. They would have already chosen a right methodology to deploy, and there are a lot of things that you can learn, right? So then definitely I would prefer job.
Okay, that's a very valuable suggestion. So what I could able to understand is that you are a graduate, and if you do not get a job, don't worry, start a freelancing one,
Right.
and then you are keep applying for job
Right.
based on your experience.
Yeah.
So
Again,
that is
that
a very
depends
valuable.
on your interest. Again, this is what I would prefer.
Yes,
Because again, if someone is very interested, he knows all the system, and then he is very much interested in freelancing, then go for freelancing. So it's not a general rule or something, but that's what I would prefer. Yeah.
Just follow up question on that. There is a freelancer and then there is a team building and company, or just a team. Let's go with that. Okay, which one is better?
No, but there is no question of you as a fresher, you cannot create you form a company. See, building a company is you should have some capital, and then you should have understanding about how it works, right? So freelancing is on your own. I mean, you don't need to have a team or without experiencing. According to me, I think forming a company is not only about the technical knowledge that you have. It requires different skills, be it hiring or sales and marketing. All those things matters a lot. And 80% of success is on that, right? And only 20 to 30 maybe on your skills and then technical when it comes to company. But freelancing, you don't need any marketing or sales.
It's
That's all.
100% or at least near to 100% is your skill.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. So say I started my freelance now. Okay, after how many years or time I can think of building just a team? Company would be a bigger thing, just a team of 4-5 people. Someone will take care
Again,
of the
see,
emailing.
there are two
Someone will
paths,
take
right? One, you go get into a job and then you understand the system. Second, you go in the freelancing path. If you get into a job, then it is very much easier to form a company because you'll see what is happening there. Because when I joined Trigent and I saw a lot, I was interested in knowing what they would do on the sales side, marketing side. There are a lot of people who were sitting near to us and they used to call around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. onwards because they were serving US customers. So 6 p.m. onwards, they would start calling customers, right? They were selling different services they were offering, such as SharePoint or something like that. So I was always wondering what they were doing. So I asked them multiple times what they were doing, and then I understood the system. Not because of having this thought of forming a company, but I was interested, and also understood what are the work job of VP and marketing head, etc. And the SEO at that point of time, SEO researching, all those things were the common things. And you will get an opportunity to learn these things when you get into a company which is already established. So if you go in a freelancing path, everything is new, and whatever you learn is the truth for you, right? It may be correct or incorrect, you don't know, right? So I would suggest to if your intention is to form a company, then you get into a job, study the system, not just your coding but also entire what they are selling, and understand that. And then probably if you think you can form a company, come out of that. And because that time you'll have knowledge and you'll have at least some reference for how your previous company used to work. In my case also, when I formed the company, I always picked up some of the references. How do they fill the timesheet? How do they manage the resources? How do they bill the customer? And what is the, because advance or maybe milestone wise payment, all those things are important. So that you'll come to know very easily. And what are the works of sales people, marketing people, right? So that you'll get an opportunity there.
Okay. So you completely answered the question about if I want to build a team. So what is a better way? But if my intention is to climb up the ladder in the corporate world to get more promotion, better salary, more responsibility, what would be the better approach? I got the job.
Yeah, you got the job, but if your interest is not in forming a company on your own, if you want to climb the ladder in that corporate company, then what you should do is that what is that company is doing. You should understand it, because in our time, at that point of time, 2009, when I joined company, all I was bothering about is the perfect code and a bug-free code, proper maintenance. All those things were the primary thing. But I think what you should do on top of it is that what is that company trying to sell, right? What is the value add that you can add? So that's when I joined the pre-sales team, right? Not leaving my full-time work. I used to do a full-time work in one of the project, but in my free time, Saturday, Sunday, I would join helping my pre-sales team. Their job was to help the prospects, to acquire those clients and provide POCs, do the POCs and provide right solutions before even getting the projects. So I used to help.
Okay.
So that was giving me some extra recognition.
Okay.
So these are the activities because always when I say corporate world, I will be always telling about my experience, right? Because I don't know another finance system, or maybe different opportunities would be there. So what I'm trying to say is that you should understand what your company is trying to sell, because at the end, doesn't matter what the HR people may say, you are a family or everything. At the end, if you add value to your company, that's when you'll be able to grow. So in order to add value to company, you should know what company is doing, right? Not only think about your own projects, also help in the pre-sales, help them in interviews, right? Which should get some more recognition. So then you can probably, climb up the ladder.
Okay. Just for our audience, so pre-sale is a technical
Yeah.
job, a technical job along with the sales, meaning that sales people will go and get a lead. Okay, before signing off, that client want a technical person to validate whatever sales people has promised is aligned with the technology.
Sometimes also it involves some kind of a POC, right?
Okay, proof of concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where and also technology preferences, whether we need to go with this technology, that kind of a scenario. So you'll be in touch with your pre-sales team. So pre-sales is pretty much about that. What technology would you choose, and whether this assumption would work or not. Do a small POC, and then propose a solution. That's
They are the technical consultant for the in the sales team.
right.
Okay. No.
Another thing is that you do something on the certification side, or create your own blog, right? And if, because in my case, I was into Microsoft tech stack, so I used to write small blogs, in Code Project. That point of time, codeproject.com was the biggest. I think, I don't know now whether it is there or not. So that's where we used to publish what are the the solutions that we find at the end of the day, right? And then create some articles that would gain you more traction to your profile. On top of it, it would also improve the reputation of your company. Participate in Microsoft events, and probably try to be a speaker there. And then when you are a speaker in such reputed organization, then automatically along with your name, your company name also will gain traction. So these are the things, if you do, automatically your higher authority or higher management would definitely recognize you, and they will think that you are a valuable resource. That's when they will give you more. So just to add, on top of pre-sales and taking interviews, you be excellent in your work, and try to promote your individual work through these freelance articles, as well as such events, Microsoft or any other related events, industry related events.
So, related question: how important is professional social media, which is now it's a LinkedIn, for students?
Definitely, it is very important. I think every HR people, according to me, would definitely make use of HR solutions offered by LinkedIn. Earlier, it was, I don't know. I can cross check. In as far as I know, most of the HR recruiters would go with the solutions provided by LinkedIn. They have job like Naukri we had, right? Similarly, LinkedIn is one of the important area where you have to have presence. So um, I'm not saying that don't apply in Naukri or anywhere else. Also, have presenting yourself in LinkedIn makes a lot of difference. And there, it is not a static resume, right? You'll get endorsement from your peers, or some of your colleagues, or maybe your previous managers. If you're a fresher, then definitely your lecturers, and some of the talks you have provided, some of the projects that you have done, you can highlight that. So you can be part of some of the conversations. You can like some posts. So be active there.
So, say I'm still a student of first year, okay, of any graduation. Let's not only go with engineering, of any graduation or master graduation. What kind of activity should I have? Only the LinkedIn, or shall I keep sending connection request, which is a friend request in a way, to all HR, because they are the one likely to recruit?
According to me, in LinkedIn, the way it's important to have connections. At that, according to me, it is the right skills you should put in the LinkedIn. You have to have the right tags associated with your LinkedIn profile. That's
But
what
at the
is
student level, it's common. No? For example, if he's an engineering, okay, I know C, C++, Java, Python,
not only that, like
SQL.
what are the trending technologies are, because see the
But
way
putting that is easy. But what value will it add just by putting that
oh,
one
that's
skill?
what this LinkedIn algorithm, the way it works is HR will when they post a job or when they're searching for people, the filters they use is the skills. Okay, this is what my management is looking for. They will put, okay, I need freshers for SQL Server, Microsoft Dynamics, or something like that. Then your profile has to be shortlisted. No? So then always you prepare your profile in such a way that all those skills, whatever the probable skills that HR would search for, is associated with your profile, so that you will get listed at least. That's when you'll get a call, right?
Okay.
But if you don't have those skills at all associated, just to open a LinkedIn account and then keep quiet, then you'll be missed out in that list, right? So that's what I'm saying. So you have to understand how that algorithm works and then prepare your profile according to that, and be there in the LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay. Just few years back, when LinkedIn was not so much in usage in the job market, people used to have a lot of resume, then run an algorithm for the same skill set and all. So student also has that ability. So they add those skill set and put it in the white font, okay, white background and white font. So human eye it doesn't have, but algorithm picks it. Okay. Black hat practice. So similarly in LinkedIn, I can just put those skill set, okay, just to get into a call.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is that there's a white hat practice where I actually learn something and put it. Then there's a black hat practice. I just put everything over there. It doesn't
But
have
again,
any.
it doesn't make sense, right? If you're not aware of a certain skill, and even if you're getting listed, it does, it will not add any value. I mean, it's just a waste of your time. You may get a call, but you'll not be able to succeed the interview. So according to me, if you should add the skills that you're aware of, so that you can get genuine calls, and at the same time, uh, your energy is not wasted in attending the interviews where you're not aware of the skills.
Okay, I agree with you. But the follow-up question is that there are too much things that I can learn. Okay, so what thing I can learn, because it takes time.
Yeah.
Okay, what thing I can learn and put it over here. And when I just ask, everything seems to be equally important. But I can't learn everything. I have limited resource, both in time and my intelligence. So
No, you should see. According to me, there are two approaches to get into a job, right? One, you should know the technology side, and what is that off-campus interview. The first option is to get the job interview done in the college itself. So that will have certain pattern or a format, the aptitude, and second is the technical rounds, and lastly HR discussion, group discussion, all those things. To answer your question, how do you attain all those skills? It's impossible to do everything. So you have to be clearly understand, okay, if the full stack is there, if you want to develop an application, you need front end, you need back end, you need database. So you should be thorough in this if you're willing to get into a full stack development. Some of the technologies may mismatch. They may be looking for MySQL. You know SQL Server. So you can always say that you know this better. Right. So to answer your question, it's not possible to learn everything in very short period of time, but at least understand the goal, what you want to do. Full stack means learn one or two technologies in that front end, back end, like that, and apply for the job.
Okay, okay. So you answered the first level, what are the things I can do in LinkedIn? For example, add all the skill and genuinely learn it. Okay, at least a basic funda you should know. That's what you said. That's the level one. What is the level two I can do in LinkedIn?
So basic skills is one thing.
I'm talking about the posting. Do I have to have a regular post, and those does that help? Because you were
See,
writing the
that's
blog.
again, it depends upon it would definitely help. There's nothing which will harm you. But don't expect results very quickly. Just because you post, you get into a conversation in LinkedIn doesn't mean that a job is 100% you'll be getting a call. It depends upon the circumstances, right? If HR person is searching for very knowledgeable fresher, who they may even visit your profile. Sometimes HR may not even visit your profile. They may search in their software, and then your profile may get listed, and then they will send the bulk invite. So that time your post, all those things doesn't matter. But if a HR is very much interested in special candidates, who are aware of a lot of things, they may visit your profile. At that point of time, if your profile is empty, you don't have any posts, you don't have anything, on your profile apart from skills, it may not entertain them, right? They may just think that this guy is a normal person who just have an LinkedIn profile, right? Yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely right at the fresher level, because fresher we will have a lot of resumes coming. Even for HR, it's very difficult to go for post, because very rarely we find it. Even if you find it, we don't know how valuable that person will be. But if I am experience of like 3 or 4 years, having such posts, newsletters in LinkedIn, will it help me in getting a lateral hiring, getting a better and better opportunity?
If you're already an employee of the
Yes,
company,
yes.
yeah, definitely it will, because at that point of time, the way HR would search is slightly different, right? They would visit your profile. If you're experienced, they definitely will visit your profile and look at your profile and what are your achievements. If you have listed your some of the milestones that you have achieved, or some of the certifications you have acquired, and some of the things that you have done in your past company, it would add a lot of value, and then they may think that you're a potential candidate. Then the probability of you getting a call is more. So definitely it would help. I would suggest, most of you, if you're an experienced person, then list your. That's where you have only one platform you have, right? Where to market yourself. So yeah, I would suggest you to do that.
So see, I completely agree whatever you said. But if I am a 3 year experience now, if I start to write postings, initially it looks very crap, probably copied right from AI tools. Okay, and people can recognize it as well. It's copied from there. It takes at least for me to 2 years to get into a flow to put valuable post, looking what is the trend, what is the listener is you interested in, and all those things. So it is more fruitful at the fresher level or at the student level if I start posting, so that when the time comes, when it's 2 year, it may be LinkedIn or some other platform, but the skill set remains the same. So it is more meaningful to start posting in LinkedIn at the student level, as a future investment. What is your thought on
That's
that?
true. Yeah. Obviously, that is going to add a lot of value. So you should start doing it. See, initially you'll not be able to add a lot of create some very good articles. Even if it's small solution that you find in your day-to-day activity in your company, being a fresher, then just to get what is that you have found on that day and convert that into an article and a write. See, AI written article doesn't mean that a corrected version of AI you can always write, but the core concept should not be manufactured or done by AI. It should be yours, right? You can say that, okay, you found this solution, this was a problem, this was a solution, and this is what I found today, and create an article out of it. It would create an article, but it will still keep your core concept, it is related to you. I don't think any harm in that. So you can still make use of AI and then create articles where people would get value out of it, right? So small articles, if they people like you, people come to know that, okay, you are a front end geek or a front end engineer, you are writing a lot of articles on that front end, they'll consider you as a front end person. So full stack means full stack, so you'll gain some name at least at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Say there is a LinkedIn profile building and there is also a resume in the PDF. Okay, at fresher level, which is better? See, we as an experienced person, we can easily say that invest on that. But fresher, there is a job, there is too many of skill set, and then there is a presentation and English and communication. Now comes the static document. Okay, now it doesn't seems to be valued when you compare these big giant. Just a PDF resume, how much time and uh, effort they must have to invest?
On what
Resume, PDF.
So you should keep updating it as you grow. I mean, you're asking about freshers.
Freshers at the
Freshers,
college level.
college level, one PDF should be enough, and you should have you don't need to necessarily update it multiple times, right? Only thing is that create a decent resume and keep it for at least 6 months. You don't need to update it unless you have improved on certain skills or you acquired a new skill. You don't need to do that because you're not having any experience. So you keep sending it. It is easy to have a PDF version and then send it, because LinkedIn profile, you can, instead of sending a URL, you can send a PDF, because most of the times they'll be having their own system at their end. You never know, right? An HR person who's asking for a resume, if they have an automated system there which would scan your PDF and do other things, then instead of PDF, if you send a URL, that system may not even recognize that, and HR may not even come to know, right? So you may get ignored. So it's better to keep in different versions. Yeah, to definitely add value.
Okay. Different version of resume is really curious. I don't know who came up with that idea, but it's works
Different
really well.
versions, is it?
Yes.
PDF and what other versions? are there?
No, many people keep the PDF resume itself in a different. They have too many projects have done. They keeps according to the company. They do research about the company where they're applying.
Okay.
Okay, then they keep
Job
only
specific
yes,
resume.
correct.
I
Company
don't know whether
specific
it is
would be
applicable in fresher level. I'm not sure
because
the
they
way,
may not have the content of that much.
yeah, one is that they will not have experience, and even if you make use of AI tool and then change your resume according to a company, it may first of all it may create something junk, right? And the questions will be more if you say that you know certain things which you are not aware of, then unnecessary you are creating a problem for you in the interview. So keep it simple in the according to a fresher level. As far as I know, it's a simple resume. You don't need to change it according to the job that you're applying for, right? Unless you, I think, see, if you're clear about what you're applying for, one resume should be enough.
Okay. What happens in general when all people are doing the same thing is very easy. No matter if even if I am moving the hill, okay, if everyone are doing every tactics is optimized, it's very easy. That if we do above that, anything above that is easily recognized.
Yeah.
Coming to this context, in 2012, when I was actually searching for job and other things, I used to have LinkedIn profile back then. My friends doesn't used to have. I used to have GitHub. I used to have HackerRank and all other things. And these things goes into resume, the PDF format of the resume. Okay, just a profile, nothing much. Probably I put some code, but not much valuable. But resume was a lot colorful. This guy is in GitHub, and I used to get call very, very easily. For an extent that if I want to have a call from that company after 2 years of experience, not at the fresher level, it's very easy for me compared to my other counterparts.
Right.
All that I did is that I knew these platform are valuable. I just put that. But on back then, knowing that knowledge was a higher thing.
Right.
Okay. So now today, if people has to do some extra thing beyond their counterparts, what are the things that they can do?
I don't think in resume they can do anything.
Okay,
apart
if
from that.
not resume, anywhere else.
Yeah.
But they need to do
GitHub, all
something.
those things are very valuable suggestions that you provided. Of course, they should have that. GitHub account is a must, and whatever the work they have done, if they can showcase in the resume, that would be good. Apart from that, how they can, they have to do very good in interview. That's the only thing. I don't think they can do anything extra. See, there are two parts. One, getting your resume shortlisted. Second, you're attending the interview. You have done enough in the resume part. You have made it colorful. You have done, put your GitHub account, everything you have done. Ensure that it will get shortlisted. But apart from that, what you can do, I don't think that there's anything left. But the second part is that performance in the interview. There are a lot of things. There's a lot of room to improve and then do better compared to your counterparts, right? So it depends upon how you answer the questions. It need not be kind of a textbook sort of answer. It has to be coming for your own experience. You can be polite. All those things doesn't matter. Unless you do well, nobody cares about how do you look or what you wear, or how do you speak.
So how do you speak? Well, how much important is the communication in a tech savvy job?
Communication is important, but then okay, there are two things, right? One is that some of the companies who are looking for multi-role kind of a scenario where communication is very important. Communication doesn't mean that language. It's about communicating at right point of time, right things, right? So that qualities are important. That shows your ability to lead a project. So if the company is looking for some kind of a role where you will be able to handle multiple folks under you and take the lead in the project, then they will look for communication. But that, according to me, that is not very important if it is a very much tech savvy job. If I'm looking for a very special engineer who wants to solve a very important problem for me, which is very difficult, I don't see that is possible from a person who communicates really well. Then definitely I will not consider his communication skills. I will think about his ability to think and code. His capability in that sector is what I would see. So communication at that point of time really doesn't matter.
Okay. So just a funny question. A train is coming from 10 kilometer from there, and there is a train coming from 20 kilometer far from here. Distance is 60 kilometer. At what point the both train will meet? We never use it in job.
Yeah.
But we always we see these questions in aptitude, and that will be the entrance even to answer the question. Why is aptitude even important? Doesn't you feel it's waste
No,
of time
that's
for
no,
students?
it's not. It's a waste of time if you're thinking from the student's perspective. Oh, why do they need all those things, right? But from the employer perspective, if you look at, there is no other way to filter the students. I cannot go and ask some skill related questions to each and every student. 3,000 students are there, or 500 plus students are like. It would take around months for me to cover all the students. So it would be very difficult to ask and then understand the um, uh, capabilities of each and every student. So that's the reason why I would go for aptitude, because people who clear that aptitude round will be able to think logically, and the problem solving skills would be there already. Then of course we are considering them as people who are capable. That is one way of measurement. That doesn't mean that if you're not clearing the aptitude test, you're of no use. I mean, you may have other skills.
Okay, okay. So when we have to choose the city, okay. So now Mangalore has a lot of IT traction. Udupi has. Even Mysore has been declared as the second IT hub by the government. And then there's a Bengaluru, which is world famous. Okay. So for student, which one would be better to choose a city just to search for job? They don't have much option on choosing the job, so searching for job.
Both. I would suggest you don't restrict yourself to a particular city. According to me, you should go wherever it is possible for you to go in the initial years. I don't think you should go by city in the first 2 to 3 years of your journey, because your focus should be on what you want to become after 10 years, or maybe if your goal is to become an entrepreneur, or if you want to form a company, then you should choose such kind of job. Or if you want to be a technical architect, then you should choose companies who offer you a lot of experience in the beginning. There were many students who cleared these aptitude rounds, who were placed by these big MNCs, but later they were deployed to a project where there were no much technical work. They would be doing some kind of a tech support work. So this knowledge is wasted, right? So what you should do is don't prefer any cities because you're a fresher. Look at from the skills perspective what you can gain out of that company is something that you, whether it is adding value to the goal that you have after 10 years. That is what matters a lot. I don't think city matters. And exceptions, people who are, if their parents are there, if they want to stay with their parents, then of course the city matters.
Yes,
Then there is no option, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to choose Mangalore.
If they have to support family in that sense, then they had to stay back. That's an exception case. Agree. Say I'm a fresher. Okay, I want to search for a job. Okay, and I'm in Mangaluru. How much value will it add to just to relocate to Bangalore and search physically going to company or whatever reason? If I put in Bangalore and search for a job, then the second option is from Mangaluru, I'm open for city. I keep applying over email. If they call upon, I'll go there on that time.
If you're if you're staying in Mangalore, then you cannot travel, every day. For example, you have 4 interviews, Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday, three, and then Saturday again, fourth interview. You cannot go every time, right? So that's why people would relocate. In the initial days, they will go to some paying guest rooms. They will try to find and then try to stay there for a period of time and try to get the job. So it would be very easy for if you relocate to that place and then apply jobs. And if you immediately tomorrow you have an interview. If you're in Mangalore, you'll not be able to go. But if you're in Bangalore, then you can attend that. So of course, it will be very convenient if you stay in that city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So say I am a fresher with a good skill in all those technical communication and all. I got a good job in Mangalore, but I want to go to Bangalore. Now, is it good to serve here for 2 years and then try in Bangalore, or because my skills and all other good and confident, I can
Again,
go direct to Bangalore and try out?
it
But over there in Bangalore, I don't have a job. I need to try,
correct.
rejecting the offer in Mangalore. So
No, if your skills are if your job is aligned with what you want to become, then it's unnecessary that you're leaving a job in Mangalore and then trying something new in Bangalore, because you can always do that later, right? Um, Again, once you become experienced here, then it's a different case. Experienced people will not get calls just like that very immediately. So they will be having some, they will respect your time. In case of freshers, you don't have the um, ability to say that, okay, I am not able to attend tomorrow. Can you please reschedule the interview next Monday? That is not possible. But the moment you become experienced, HR would listen to you. They will say, okay, if you're not available tomorrow, then probably we can have it on next Monday. So you can plan and then you can go. But just for the sake of going to Bangalore, you're leaving a job here and then going, that doesn't make any sense. If especially if the job is aligned with your dream. Yeah.
okay. So say job thing is taken care of for fresher. How much important it is to have a nightlife, chill out? How much important it is?
I would see it's a personal choice again. Or what I would choose is something that I can answer. If I'm a fresher, then I would first preference would be again always to the job, what it
No, job
offers
has
to
been taken care.
taken care. Second is, of course, I don't. I would prefer to stay here because I'm a very spiritual person. So here a lot of temples and the relatives are there. You can attend them functions, all those things. So it will be very. Mangalore is a different vibe, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
being a Mangalorean, then I would have definitely would go for Mangalore if I don't care about nightlife. I mean, here also nightlife is there, but that's not much important according to me.
Mhm.
Maybe that is my personal opinion. Some of the folks would definitely enjoy Bengaluru as well. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, okay. For fresher, how important it is to take care of the health as well, because many
Health
of
is
the
also
time you will be
important.
taken away with the job and engagement over there. So how much important is
Very
it?
important. I mean,
Does it help
freshers usually
productivity?
are young people. Probably they may not have enough health issues at that point of time, because when we were freshers, then we used to even sleep at office. I mean, that is out of fear that we had at that point of time, because job security was important at that point of time. It was not like, okay, if you're firing me today, then I will find another job tomorrow. That is the attitude now that we have, right? I mean, that will gradually decrease because of this AI and other things. At that point of also same thing. I mean, if we were not there, then somebody else would come inside and then do the job what we are doing. So we were very much particular about that. The work that has been assigned to it was like a big assignment. If they assign any work to us, we used to see that assignment as a very important thing, and then we used to complete it on time, even if it takes us to sleep at night or don't have breakfast or anything. We were doing that. So again, that's a choice that we were doing at that point of time. But now that scenario is not there. Whatever the expectation is slightly less compared to those days. If there's a lot of stress that you're going through, then you should talk it out, and then you should always prefer your health. That is very important. But at the same time, commitment is also important. Important, yeah.
Okay. One of your company named Icon, it is an AI advisory for other businesses. Okay, can you give a brief about what advisory does it give?
So what we help is we understand your business, and we come to we will thoroughly go through your workflows or the day-to-day activities that you do, and see if there's an opportunity for AI to reduce that hours, right? And you should get out of AI something, right? That the value should be there. You should save something, because according to me, AI is going to accelerate some of the things that you already do. So that has to be measurable. So that's what we do. For example, uh, one of the HR person in one of the enterprise customer, one of our customer, was facing this repeated queries from employees. I mean, they were facing a lot of queries from employees. They were getting a lot of queries, right? So most of his time was spent there. They had almost 10 to 15 HR people. So every time the employees would ask them to send a HR letter, or maybe they were supposed to log into an HR portal and then submit their timesheet. They were not doing that much often. So these HR people had to go and then talk to these employees. So almost 3 to 4 hours was gone in these activities. So what we have done, they said that they had this problem. So what we have done, we did not develop any new tool as such. They already had the tools. See, if you look at now, people, all of them would have tool. HR tool is there, and at the same time, there are other software which is already available, but none of them are using it, because if an employee is working in a particular project, and for him to say, for example, if he wants to know whether tomorrow is leave or not, or whether Madhu, my colleague, is on leave, he has not come yet, whether he is on leave or not, what he would do, he will go and then ask manager or call someone. So what if there's an agent which is available very easily for him in the Microsoft Teams itself? Because the Microsoft Team is something they used predominantly, right? So all of the employees were having access to Microsoft Teams. So what if there's an agent or AI assistant which is available in the Teams, where they can simply chat with that agent and then say, okay, is Madhu is on leave today, or um, can I apply leave? What are my leaves pending? So these were the tasks which used to take at least 15 minutes for me earlier when I was an employee, right? So I had to remember the password of that HR software. Then I will not remember. I'll say forget password. It will come to my email. Then I will log in. After that, I'll click on certain screens and then look at, okay, what are my leave balance? Can I apply a new leave? Or whether today is what is the next holiday, something like that. So these were the things which used to take 15 minutes. So now with these HR agents, employees are able to directly chat with that agent and say that, okay, if Madhu is on leave, whether he is on leave, what is the status of my leave balance, or can I apply a new leave? I can so it will say what is the reason, all those things it will take and then apply on your behalf. So what it is essentially doing is you making use of existing tools and then having a conversation a channel for you, right? So that's what it does. So that's one of the example how you are saving your employees time. Second, we had a couple of customers who are marketplace operators. So when we say adoption of AI, it doesn't mean that you have to adopt in multiple AI agents. It can be a scenario which can be improved with the help of AI. So marketplace operator, one of our customer was facing their vendors were not able to create a listing in marketplace. There's something called as listing. In job market also, marketplace, if you go to Upwork, you have to create a profile, you have to create your projects, you have to say, okay, this is my history, all those things. Similarly, they had their own listing. Their vendors were not able to create listing very fast, or they had other their listing created in other job in other portal, in other marketplaces. So this guy was facing an issue, marketplace operator. So they asked us what can be done. So we assisted him to create listing with the help of AI. So we integrated this AI layer inside that marketplace. And what happened later on, their vendors were able to create listing. Earlier it used to take 10 to 15 minutes. Now it takes maximum 2 minutes. So 15 to 2 minutes it has reduced, and now he's able to see a lot of listing created in his marketplace, because there is no the vendors can simply say what they are looking to list in simple language. AI would understand it and then interprets really well, creates a listing. So this is the way we helped this guy to adopt AI in a decent way and get the value out of it. So it is not necessarily about adopting AI in terms of tools. It is also can be a scenario which can be accelerated. So this is what we do. One of the SaaS companies I still remember, they were serving their customers. So their end users, right? They had, it's a rental software basically. So their end users were coming to this rental software, and end users and then staff members were coming to the rental software and doing their activities. Now we have integrated this AI assistant there in the AI layer we have added. So internal agent, what it would do is that it will talk to them instead of making them to click on screens. What they say, for example, if they want to generate a report, then this software would generate a report just by understanding what they are speaking, right? In simple English, if they say, okay, I want the report for so and so financial year, and I want to see how many rooms are pending for which are available now. Earlier, what they had to do, the end user, they had to click on multiple buttons and go to the screens and then see, okay, if this room is pending or this room is pending. Now they have to simply type. So this is how we made sure that this SaaS company were able to add value to their end users by integrating this AI. So we add, in general, this is what we do. We operate in marketplace and e-commerce, and SaaS companies, we help them to adopt AI, and also enterprises, we help them to adopt Copilot. And then it's not just adopting and then keeping it quiet, keeping quiet, right? I mean, you have to get some value out of it. So we will help you to measure that value. This is what we essentially do. Yeah.
Okay, so that insight is really helpful. That AI is not just about ChatGPT, email drafting, and those. You can use it in a really in depth,
Yeah.
specifically for the business need.
Yeah.
So, but if I talk about non-technical student, okay, say BM, BCom, HR, journalism, and the graphic design and all those things, how they can use AI tools?
Okay, students, the main purpose, see, that's where, like, there are multiple tools which are meant for different purpose. Now, the designing, if you look at, there's other tools which was meant for that, right? The marketing, if you are a marketing student, then Google has recently, I think it's in beta version or Pomeli or something like that. That is very good at marketing. You can, the difference between other marketing AI tools and versus Google is that it will understand your business DNA, right? If you upload your logos and your brand guidelines, it would create campaigns in your theme, right? So you will not see a generic design there. You will see your business brand guidelines reflected in that design. So these are the tools that students can use, right? If a student who is learning HR, then probably I think one of the tool they can use is again the same ChatGPT. At the same time, what best they can use in order to take the interviews. There are multiple AI interview tools which would take the interview automatically and then collect the responses, evaluate, and then judge and help the HR people to take a call whether it is selected or not. These kind of tools are also there. So it depends upon domain where you are. In HR, I may not be able to provide you much tools because I have not used them. But marketing is something that I'm involved much more. In my company, I'm using multiple tools. So that is, if you are a marketing student, then you can use finance. If you're a finance student, then of course there's a Copilot on Microsoft. There's something called Copilot for Finance, or yeah. So that tool you can use, but Copilot is expensive. I mean, for students it is not possible. So they can make use of ChatGPT or something like that. For coding, if you're a coder, then there are tools available apart from ChatGPT and Gemini. There's something called as Cloud Code. I'm sure you've heard about it. Cloud Code is something is very matured, and it would help you to code really well, and it would understand the context of entire project. It will not generate code in silos. It will understand what is underlying architecture, and it would generate the code. So if you're a coder, I would prefer you to learn Cloud Code, because in our company Icon, most of the developers are using we have enabled them with Cloud Code, right? So it's kind of an AI accelerated development that we follow now. Anybody who wants to modernize their applications, then we make use of AI and then accelerate this modernization effort so they can see the value quickly. So I would suggest students to make use of, who are coding, who are into coding, they can make use of Cloud Code. Marketing, for others, generic tools, ChatGPT should be more than enough. But when you're using the tool ChatGPT, it is you should know how to prompt. So the prompting plays an important role there. If you prompt very bad, then you'll get the bad answer. All right. So you should know about prompt engineering. I would suggest everyone, irrespective of which student they are in, learn prompt engineering. So understand how it works. So there are multiple segments in that, right? You should learn how to prompt properly. So those things will definitely add value.
So in the medical sector, how AI is more useful?
AI is a very broad term, right? I mean, if you're talking about generative AI, how it is impacting medical sector, maybe in the tools and in their day-to-day operations, it is adding value.
Okay. Just a philosophical question. How much money is important to be happy?
I don't know. I'm wrong person to ask that. So it's about your need, right?
Yes.
So um, according to me, if you have to be stable enough, you should have some investments, and how much money is important to be happy. Uh, uh, According to me, you should have enough money so that you'll not worry. So that is your happiness. Not worrying is equal to happiness, right? So you should have some money so that you will not worry for any expenses, reasonable expenses. So that's my
There's a
perspective.
famous saying, money doesn't buy happiness, but make sure you earn enough money before following such philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much about these part. Now let's go with the question with the
Yeah.
students.
I'm Chaturthi from St. Agnes College. Sir, good morning.
Morning.
Uh, I would begin with the point which you shared now. AI, you said about AI can be used everywhere.
Yeah.
But I would also state like its impact on the society. Like it is also affecting the students, right? Like cyber crimes are happening.
Yeah.
So how can a student prevent studies or career from it and being protected from it?
So cybersecurity is a universal problem.
Yes.
I mean, it is not necessarily very specific to students. So, but see, the AI impact, according to me, in terms of productivity. See, if you look at the calculator, right? Earlier, people used to remember mathematics just in their mind. Now, once we started using calculator, it's very hard to even sum 48 plus 48. It will take some time. Earlier, it was very fast. So, over relying on AI is something that may happen. You may not be able to creatively think for everything. Even if you want to create an article, write an article. Earlier, the way I used to do is that I used to do a lot of homework and then sit months together, write a very good, not good article, but a decent article.
So I was talking about impact of AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Like student use mobile for chat GPT online things, but the impact can create cyber crimes and they may suffer, no sir.
Yeah. So when you say cyber crime, as I said, no, it is the universal problem. So it definitely not only students, but everybody will be. At the same time, there are a lot of people who would use AI to defend cybercrime as well.
Yes.
So it is, of course, the technology can be used for good and bad purposes, and major impact is going to be on the creativity, as I said. So earlier we used to write any content just within I think we used to spend long time to write the content or articles. Now it is just a matter of minutes. So it will be slightly impact on your creativity if you are over relying on AI. So that is the major impact that I would see. Cybercrime, of course, it is not necessarily only specific to students. It is there always, and there are also enough defense work going on from the other soft providers as well. Yeah.
It becomes a barrier. Like you are into developing coding and all. Example will take a student from a coder background or want to pursue coder. This cybercrime becomes a barrier to them to pursue their dreams.
Yeah. Cybercrime definitely will become a barrier.
How
Not
can
only
a person as an individual come out of it?
see, coming out of it is in the once you're going went through the cybercrime, then the first thing that you should do is that report that cybercrime.
Yes.
But what I would suggest is to prevent cybercrime. So be aware of what you're using, social media, all those things. You ensure that you're using it in a right manner, following all the security guidelines. All those things you should be using. Though you're a kid or a teenager, you should be aware of this basic security policies. So since you are in this AI era, so in order to prevent such cyber crimes, you should know some of the basic rules, such as don't share OTP,
Yes.
and don't share your password, don't log in an unauthorized Wi-Fi network, or don't log in cyber cafe. Earlier it used to be there, now mobile is there. No, so ensure that these basic guidelines are followed so that you can avoid cybercrime. Second, definitely it would create a barrier, so you should come out of it once you go through that. Once you are a victim of cybercrime, all you have to do is that
You should
report that.
learn cybersecurity as well.
Yes, you should learn
Everyone.
cyber. See, the thing is that learning cybersecurity is very important.
Yes.
Before that, since this question is about general people who are
Yeah.
not aware of cyber security, right? So for them, it is important to follow certain guidelines. Point number one. Second, if you want to learn cyber security, then it's a different thing. I mean, you definitely know these security guidelines. On top of it, you should be able to prevent these attacks. You can help your friends as well. Yeah.
Then about LinkedIn, sir, we as a student we put our resume, our certificates. It has made very complicated, sir. Like the process of it.
Process of putting
Yeah, putting and the viewers thing, like how it is connected.
it is not complicated. It is very easy. I mean,
But it is professional, not as Instagram, which everyone can use.
yeah, so Instagram is made for entertainment purpose. No,
Yeah.
here since I mean LinkedIn, according to me, personally, even I felt that there's some technical, it is not good user experience. I felt some technical issues as well in LinkedIn, but it is not that difficult to create a profile and attach
Yeah,
your
it's
skills, all
not.
those things. So it is it is to a certain extent, it is usable, but you cannot compare it with Instagram.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Then what are the skills or the we have to add X to be on the top to get selected in the company as?
You have to add skills that you are aware of,
Yeah.
and you should be aware of such skills which are in demand.
Yeah.
These are two things which you should take care. So skills, if you are aware of those skills which are in demand, automatically you'll come to know about that skill, and all you have to do is that attach that skill to your LinkedIn profile,
Yeah.
so that you'll get shortlisted.
After attaching, also people don't get it.
That depends, right? If uh, there's an opportunity or not, whether your profile is up to date or not, or maybe it is complete or not, all those things matters. So this is the maximum that you can do in LinkedIn. What are the guidelines are there that you should follow, and then what are the probabilities of getting shortlisted? What can be done for that? You have to do it. But again, even after doing that, if you're not getting calls, probably you should relook at what you're doing, and then maybe there is no demand for that skills. That's what
Then being an engineering student, you get a lot of hackathons, that this and all. But other than that, other stream there is nothing to put and all.
yeah. So engineering students, of course. So which student you are? You're a journalist.
I am a BA student in journalism, mass communication, and computer animation.
In again, there are a lot of things that are happening. Say, for example, if you're journalism, uh, there are things that have a lit festival. All those things has happened. You can be part of it, and then you can make contacts, and then you can take some photos and put it on LinkedIn. Say that you have done this, or you can volunteer in that program. That would add a lot of values. It shows that you're active. So you don't need to necessarily wait for these fancy terms like hackathon, because when it comes to journalism, you're reporting what is the society of India, right? Because basically you're reporting normal people's life. So it will not be in terms of fancy lines. It will be like in the form of, say, in Kannada they will be having Sahitya Sammelana, and in English they will be having lit festivals, and certain such events are there. There are a lot of such events. So it's good that you're in journalism, and then you have no barrier, right? You can even enter hackathon, and then you can say you attended the hackathon and you're a technical journalist, and you can say you can attend a lit festival. You can say you're art journalist. So there are multiple things that you can be part of. If you have to be slightly aware of those things and make use of those.
Then we are all waiting for the Mangalore to become tech hub because people are moving out for the jobs and all. So you have a company now here.
Yes.
So can you say about your company?
So see, our company, it is a IT services company basically. So we have almost 40 people who are working with us. And to answer your question, when Mangalore will become tech hub, it is in the process. So there are big people who are talking about this. So I don't know the progress of that. That is already happening. As I can see, there are a lot of co-working spaces are coming, and a lot of GCCs are coming to the co-working space. You can see some companies have already come to multiple co-working space, right? Uh, so that is happening, but there's a long way to go, and this has been already recognized by government of India, this region. So these are the positive signals, and also some positive work is also going on. When it will become, there's nothing like maybe in couple of maybe in 10 years, or maybe you'll see a lot of jobs coming here. That's what I would say. Yeah.
It is necessary to have a degree, or freelancing we can get the job? Is it?
It is necessary to have a degree. See, it's very difficult to answer such questions. Why? Because some companies, right?
Yeah.
The entry criteria, eligibility criteria will always have degree, right?
Yeah.
So they need some recognized certificates from the recognized universities. So from that perspective, to be eligible to attend the job, then degree is good to have. It is must, because otherwise you will not be able to even attend. Say for example, your 7th standard, okay, you have stopped your education there and you went to freelance. You are really very good at it, but will you be able to apply a job for a bigger company? That's because they will have eligibility criteria itself as some degree. So in order to attend that and be part of that job interview process, it's important to be it's important to have a degree. At the same time, when you get the job, then the degree doesn't matter. Once you get the job, degree has, you have to keep it aside, and you should be very smart at your work.
Many of our students question it is that before a degree only people get the job, and it's not necessary after a point of time.
No, where they will get the job of degree?
Like,
That's very rare, right? It's not,
yeah,
see,
it's very rare, but it's the trend now to dropping off and getting a like job.
maybe I think I'm not sure about that development. According to me, there may be see, there are some few exceptions that may be happening, but I still, based on the industry side, if you look at the, if you want to get into an industry, then the basic criteria itself is some degree you should have. You will see that everywhere. So if you don't have a degree, you will not even get to a chance to talk to the right interviewer, or of your the right person who can judge your skills. HR people itself, they themselves will reject you, right? Who has nothing to do with your skills. They will never know your skills, but still they will reject because their eligibility criteria is not met. Now once you so that's the reason you should have the degree, right? So yeah.
So skills are more important or degree?
Both are important.
Both are
Yeah,
important.
right.
But people say more you do experience, like,
If you have a huge set of skills, right, you are very good at it. But if you are denied an opportunity to take the interview,
yeah,
right, which degree will provide you, then what will you do with that skills? You will not have a job. At this point of time, if the industry is aligned towards, all the industries are aligned towards skills, and if they remove that eligibility criteria, they don't care about eligibility criteria, all of them they will interview and then ensure that only skilled person will get in, right? If that is the criteria is followed in all the companies, then I would say skills are more important. But that's not the case, right? Everybody will follow that eligibility criteria is also there, so degree is also important. And also, why degree is important, why they will have that as a part of eligibility criteria? Because they don't have anything else. They cannot come and then interview each and every person. A person who with a good amount of skills will always do this degree. Somehow they will complete their degree. If they are really skilled, then they will complete their degree somehow.
it's called now old fashioned.
Fashion is there, but see, old fashion is true, but people who are in the top of the companies who are making decisions or policies are old people, right? So
But Gen Zs always find it very interesting to
correct.
jump
Changes at
into
the end, if they have their own company and then if they are able to employ themselves,
after their basics knowledge, without degree only they will do freelancing and
that
earn
is
more
good. Yeah,
than
I mean, freelancing is, I'm not saying it's
more
not.
than degree people they earn it. What is about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. That's very, see, that's exceptional. It's very good that is happening.
Yeah.
Good trend. And if they are really able to prove, at the end, for me as an employer, if I'm looking at, I don't mind about degree. But think about this, right? If I have to interview everyone for skills, some measurements that I need to take, some criteria I should have. So that's when I feel that degree is one of, it will allow me to put that criteria. Now you said that some Gen Zs have come out and then they dropping off from college and doing good. All those things are fine, but it is not proven in large numbers. Maybe one or two stories you'll hear that, but I'm still why? Because only a couple of stories. Because most of the companies who are running these shows, running this industry, are thinking that this policy is correct. The degree is must. So there is no way for you to get into, because I don't see any companies, huge, big companies are run by Gen Zs of this mindset, where they feel that, okay, even if they feel that degree is not important, they cannot ask their HR to get rid of that eligibility criteria, because their company would suffer, searching for right people. The moment you think that there are around 1 lakh students, the moment you say, I don't care about degree and I want to only look at the people who have skills, then I have to interview 1 lakh people. How much time it would take? It would take probably 1 or 2 months. If I put one criteria saying that all of them should be degree holders, then it will come down to 30,000. Then my company's resources will be used to only interview 30,000 people, which may be done within 15 days. It's a advantage for my company. Then why would I say degree is not important? That's how it is.
After degree also unemployment is there, no sir?
That is because you don't have skills, right? One is opportunity, of course. Opportunity comes from demand, and second is that if you have degree, at the same time you don't have skills, then it is a problem.
Should keep a balance with.
Yes, of course. Degree is for eligibility, skills is for your survival. That's what I said. No, once you get inside the job, once you get a job, then you should keep aside your degree. Then degree is not important. Then everything is about your skills, right? Yeah.
Then it is said that Gen Z students find their own way, being lazy to do things.
It's there.
Is that how, as an employee, how it can be for, like, as a employee, is that being good or it's correct?
Find their own way.
Yeah, finding their own way, being lazy.
See, sir, I remember one quote which is said by Infosys chairman, former chairman, sir, Narayan Murthy, sir. A lazy person will find an easy way to get a job done, right?
Yes.
So that can be looked at from the positive perspective and also from the negative perspective. Just because lazy person will find an easy way to get a job done, it's a good also. Sometimes he'll get the job done somehow. It doesn't take much stress and get the things done on time. At the same time, if there's no commitment, if you think that, okay, he's a lazy, first of all, if that comes into your mind, then you'll not rely on him or her, right? You'll not put stakes on such a person who is lazy to get the things done. So your employer mindset also should be similar. If you're lazy, then your employer should also be lazy. Then it may work. Maybe that's how I see it, right?
AI will always take job. It is said. What are the many things as a student or as a employee can be done to learn, basically?
So see, as I said, learning is one thing. Second, using AI is another thing. Learning AI for attaining multiple skills is that already you can use ChatGPT for free, Perplexity, all those things. So you can keep yourself updated. Second, using it and improving say, for example, you're a journalist, right? Now think about this, right? Earlier or before AI, journalists, the way they used the system was different. They used to go and then write notes, question. They will put a tape recorder, earlier I'm saying, or a recorder, mobile, and ask questions. They will record it and go back home and then transcribe it and get the things done. Now with the AI, what you should do, you should record it. Now you don't need to transcribe it. Transcription is done with the help of AI. It will also help you to generate questions. It will also help you to generate articles.
A report also.
Everything it will generate. So that doesn't mean that your job is not done. Your job is taken over. It means that it has taken some part of your job. It has made you more powerful. So it is time for you to use AI and then do well. Say, for example, you are a coder. I talked about journalism. Coder means you have to do more things with the help of these AI tools. Because AI on its own is not usable. You have to give, what we call it as a soul to that, right? Otherwise, a person who is giving interviews, I'm giving an interview.
One second. But AI already has so updated that it can do itself like automatically. I mean, it can recharge itself. Like, I mean, yeah.
I don't think AI can take any
I mean,
interview.
yeah, no, like storage, something like that.
Yeah, right. But it's ultimately, you also see that AI generated contents are kind of now are not well respected by humans, right?
Yeah.
You're getting the point, no?
Yeah.
That means AI driven work at the end, if you don't have a human face to it, it's not trustable. Chat GPT, again, you see,
But it is so updated. And
updated is
it
fine,
is
but at the end you'll
manipulated
get
that
that
also.
note, right? AI cannot be trusted, or you this may be incorrect. So ensure that this is right. That work is left to you, right? Employer will never hire you. I mean, hire an AI and rely on it, but they will hire you, and then they may expect you to make use of AI and then improve your performance. So making use of AI and then improving may be one area where you can do better. And if AI goes to that level where it can do everything on its own, then probably it's time to think of doing something else, right? But till then, I think you have to make use of AI and then do well. I
Then
feel that I am more empowered with the AI because it has helped me a lot to gain and make use of my time in
yeah.
doing right things.
Then AI, like many people question they have, like students. Um, AI will take people's job. Like if we study, we'll learn about it. But if like if student has to study it, they should be on like coder background or anyone can do it. Like, is there any restrictions or?
So, if your question is whether non-coders can do this
Yeah,
application
yeah.
development, they can still do. There is something called as vibe coding. They can do, but whether to what extent it is useful is something that is important, because in software development there are multiple phases. Development is not just the phase; the testing is there, and deployment is there. All those things are there. Development again, AI has not evolved to a certain such a stage that it will do all the development on its own and then give the end result as you expect, right? So it is the developer at the end who will look at that and then check, okay, whether this generation is generated code is right or wrong. So developer is much important. To answer a question, this vibe coding is there which can be used by non-technical people to generate certain application. But to take it to the production level, I don't think it is possible at this point of time. It is possible, but it is cannot be reliable to make use of it. If I'm an entrepreneur, I would use vibe coding and then ensure that the product is fine and then go and deploy it. Tomorrow, certain issue comes. If there is any issue, for some reason, application goes down, then I may have to rely on this same vibe coding in order to correct that. For some reason, if that vibe coding doesn't correct that, then my business in at risk, right? So that's the reason why serious business people will not trust on such kind of vibe coding or people who has vibe coding knowledge, because at the end it is just like trusting some black box, black box without knowing what is happening inside. So it is much useful for those who wants to create MVPs. When I say MVP, minimum viable products, or something, if you want to showcase to a customer, okay, do you like this color? Do you like this page? Some user experience wise, if you want to show it to a user and your customer, and then say, okay, this is how the application is going to look like. To that extent, you can make use of vibe coding, not to a real application, is what I am feeling.
So, being an animation student, I'm curious to know that copyright of things online, is it good or bad?
Copyright, it depends, all right. Like if you have invented something, then you want to keep the rights of that piece. Then for you it is good. For others who wants to copy it, it is bad. So it's very difficult to answer that.
Copying the ideas, like from Pinterest or somewhere, ideas.
Ideas, according to me, if you want to, you know, if you want to keep evolving, it is better to not have copyright. right? So
But it is a great saying that if you don't copy, we don't develop. Like after looking at someone only, we do something.
correct, that's what I'm saying. It is good. Copyright in certain way it is good because it's your creative own piece. You may want to use it, but some of the things I don't encourage copyrights, especially on the music or some arts form. That has to be probably can be used by someone else to improvise it.
Then, so, in LinkedIn, there are many like keywords used or AI is used. In that also, many things copyrights are there. Also. Like LinkedIn copyrights of uh, use of templates, like resume posters.
Copyright, okay,
Yeah,
that is their software, right? If you
yeah,
pay, then there will not be copyright anything, I
yeah.
believe.
But it is a scam also.
I don't know, but I don't have no comments on that.
Okay, okay. Thank you for answering so
Thank you,
patiently.
no problem, thanks a lot. Thank you, man. Thank you.